Everybody put your clothes on.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, hello and welcome to the Horse Racing Commission's very first virtual meeting. This is Megan Arsman, and this is the Indiana Quarter Horse Breed Development Advisory Meeting. We currently have signed on, we have Eric Holstrom from Indiana Grand and Kevin Greeley from Indiana Grand. We have, of course, Jessica Barnes, Director of Racing and Breed Development. We have Chris Duke from the Indiana Quarter Horse Breed Development Programs Advisory Committee. We have Lance Finlinson, who is the chair of the committee, and we have Paul Martin, the president of QHRAI. We are still waiting on Randy Thompson from the committee to sign in, as well as one more representative from QHRAI. We have to your right, we have a live Q&A. And you are welcome to put in your questions there. They do work. So for Anonymous who sent in a test question saying test, yes, it works. I'm not going to make it live, but I saw you. So we are going to go ahead and I will let Jessica speak a little bit if she would like to. And let her kind of direct when we want to really get this started. Once again, thank you guys for coming on. And if you have any questions, just let us know.
Okay. We have the agenda. Megan, do you have that?
Yes, I'm working on it.
Okay.
Hey, Jessica, you want me to try calling Randy real quick?
Yeah, why don't you try to call him?
I'm going to mute you for just 1 second.
Okay,
So
that's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to talk logistics a little bit. So for the purposes of taking notes and stuff, when you go to talk, can you please identify yourself? So just so we make sure and attribute things to the right person. You know, thanks for everybody's patience as we work through all of this virtual stuff and trying to modify these programs and get where we need to be with them. So Megan's working on getting the agenda up there. One of the things I didn't do is I didn't include any minutes from the last meetings just because I felt like, you know, just focusing on the programs was the most important thing. So we'll come back and approve those minutes at the next meeting. I'll just kind of wait a minute for Lance. I think we've lost them. So, okay.
can you hear me, Jessica?
Yep.
Okay. He should be giving like 10 seconds. He was calling. I did the same thing. I called one of the other 39 numbers I had for invites, and I just had the wrong. So he was doing the same thing.
Okay. Okay. So Randy should be joining us. So if you're listening in on us and you're one of those people that are just viewing and we can't hear you, you can submit a question through the live Q&A. You can also text a question to 317-680-2514, and that will come to me and I can get those, or you can always email me a question and I'll be checking my emails during the event. So we'll wait just a minute for Randy to get on and then we'll get going.
Hey, Paul, can you hear me?
Looks like we lost Paul.
I wonder if he's on the iPad, because I was going to ask him. I still can't bring that up on I can't even bring up anything on there.
Oh, here's Randy.
How we doing?
Hey, Randy. Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Are you ready, Jessica?
Yeah, I am. And I'm just worried too, because I tried to click through the link in the meeting notice and I couldn't get there either.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've tried it like 2 or 3 times, and it tried, whenever she opened it up, it tried to let me in, but then it just shut it back off.
Uh-huh.
You gotta,
Okay.
And we have
Can you
Paul
guys hear
back.
me now?
Yep, we can hear you.
Well, I don't know why I can't get I can hear the sound coming through my laptop, but you can't hear or see me, obviously.
Okay,
So, but
Okay.
I am here.
okay. You're on the call thing. Okay. Okay, so in the agenda, we have the call to order and opening remarks. Somebody just texted me that they couldn't get through on the call. That's probably Diane.
probably using another, like what Randy, I bet she's got the wrong number.
Let me text her the number. I can text
Okay,
her.
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
We can just, if you're okay, Jessica, we can just wait and make sure everybody's on here.
Okay, okay. Let's stay on. Okay.
Okay, I just text her.
Okay.
So give her a minute to log on.
And
now, Jessica, can you see me through the camera or no?
No.
Nope, I can't see you.
Yeah, I can see you. I don't know. Every other time I've been able to go back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep. The important thing
Yeah, I
is we
see
can
the
hear
agenda now.
everybody.
Yeah.
The important thing is we can hear everybody. So, and Wendy told me that she was able to get on through the public link. So that's good.
Gee, where is that public link? I'm gonna try it.
It's posted on our Facebook page,
It's also on our meeting
and it's
page.
on the meetings. Yeah, on the meetings on the website.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that link and see.
Yeah, now we won't be able to hear you through that link, Lance. So.
Well, the only thing is, I was just thinking about, I mean, when you go through these budget numbers and all, nobody's gonna be able to see anything. I guess we're just gonna have to go off of.
Yeah, unless you're looking at the
That's
computer.
why we sent the packet early, so you could use those.
No, I'm talking about anybody else in the world that wanted to listen.
Yeah,
or see
they
it.
can see that. They can see it. Wendy can see.
Okay.
Yes,
'Cause
yes. So if you go through the live event, you can see we're sharing the screen. So you can see that.
Yeah, so I don't know, like I said, maybe I'm just stupid, but I just went to the Facebook, clicked on that link, and it's still not bringing it up on my iPad.
Huh.
So I don't know.
Okay. Diane said that she's on the public link. She'll just text in comments, okay, as we go. So do you want to get started, Lance?
Okay, I want to welcome everybody to our breed development meeting. It's been trying times, but looks like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and we're excited as can be. Program looks great. Basically, what we need to do is, first of all, is go through our 2020 projected revenue, and that's where Jessica takes over. Is that right, Jessica? Are you going to do that?
Yes,
Okay.
I am. So our quarter horse projected revenue numbers, due to the casinos being shut down and reduced revenues going forward, we are looking at projected revenue for 2020 of $747,125.66. Breakage and outs have already been deposited, and then I've adjusted breakages for the remainder of the year. So that's 50,000. And then I've proposed that we utilize 500,000 from reserves. If we do that, then under this program, our ending balance at the end of December would be about 463,000, which would keep us above our 200,000. It gives us a little leeway if our numbers don't hit correctly, our projections don't come in, or it also gives us a little bit to play with for next year. So if we want to go to the next sheet, and Kevin actually told me that there's a purse wrong in it. So I'm going to see if I can make that change on my side and share that. But Megan, go ahead and put up the next worksheet. Really, when looking at the quarter horse breed development program, we're in pretty good shape when you look at the program that we're going to be able to offer. And this is a big thanks to the tracks with what they're doing with their stuff, because they had some reserves built up in the purse account. So that kind of helped everyone with it. So if you look at the program sheet, I'm going to try to update. Kevin told me that I've got a purse wrong. Kevin, what was wrong? The non-winners of 2 and 3 shows 18.
Yeah, there's on the non-winners of 2.
Yes.
We have an $18,500 purse, and then one that says $19,500.
Okay, so they should both.
They should be the same. They should both be $18,500.
Okay. That actually helps us a little bit. So I've made that change, and then let me see if I can. Megan, do I just share my screen? Is that what I do, or?
Yes, you should be able to go to sharing on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
And then find what you want to share.
Did that share?
I mean, I'm seeing a draft, and the draft is flashing, but
Yeah, that was me. So I just stopped. There we go.
There we go. So let me try to get this all in. So when I make that change, it puts us at we're under budget. So the amount available that we have is $1,297,125. What this program does is we were able to keep the trials at the $15,000 that we had proposed for 2020. We were not able to keep the, it does make the breeders and owner and stallion awards for open races at the same level that they were last year. So we weren't able to make that increase for this year. But we were able to, keep purses at a really good level. These are actually a little bit higher than last year, aren't they, Kevin?
Yes, they are.
Yes, and
quite
it keeps them, and it keeps
Yep.
them in line with the open program. So it does enable us to do those things. It is a reduced number of days that we're looking at in the calendar. So it gives us 64 races over those days. And it also, it keeps the stake program intact, which I think is a really positive thing. So.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
Oh, sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, how much with the original program that we put together back in January, how much were we going to have in reserve at the end of if we would have been able to have the program we put in place? What would we have in reserve from next year?
We were going to have quite a bit more. We were going to have, let me look at that.
The reason I'm asking is with the
Mhm.
reduced race days, how much are you, what would you estimate we would have to have for owners and breeders in stallion awards for open races?
To get those to open races, we would probably have
Yeah.
to take out, I mean, we could probably, we would have to probably take another 60,000, which would bring us down to about 400,000. So that's
Yeah.
something, if you guys want to put in a little bit more from reserves, we could probably get those up to the same.
Okay. I was curious what the reserve was going to be versus what it's potentially going to be now.
Yeah.
What we were thinking, Jessica, is because of the limited days and limited amount of overnights that we're going to be able to run, by doing that, it would make it a little bit better for an Indiana bred if he had to go into an open race.
Right.
Because you're not going to have the opportunities, that we would normally have. So Chris and I, we had just kind of discussed that and just wondered what that would look like.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if we would do that, I would probably move that number to 110,000 there. So that makes us, $9,000 over budget. So we would just basically, when I go back to the revenue page, I would have to kick in a little bit more from reserve. So that would bring our balance down at the end of the year, but we would still be well above that 200,000 that the commission requires us to keep.
Approximately what would we be?
We would be, basically, I just added 50,000. So we would be at 413,000 at the end of the year.
Oh, okay. I think for where we're at my vote would be, I think we should definitely do that. I mean, as much as we've had to take out of people's pockets, that's a little bit of a bonus for our Indiana horsemen to be able to get that money. That's just my opinion, but.
And I would just be proposing for the overnight, nothing in the stakes.
Right.
That way, if Indiana bred run an open stakes, that would still be good for him or her, but not the overnights is all I was wanting to know about.
Mm-hmm.
If we could just do it in the open overnight.
What do you think about that, Randy?
I think that sounds like the money's there. We ought to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I can make that change. So.
Do we need to vote on that?
I think that we probably need to vote on this whole proposal.
Whole deal.
And then
Okay.
what will happen?
We'll finish it all first if you want to, and then we can. Are you?
I won't vote this time.
So then, I think we're in pretty good shape. I know that, Kevin, you're working on the schedule. Is that correct? And we don't have to approve the schedule.
Right,
We just
yes,
basically approve the program.
Correct, yeah. I've done the dates on everything, and I've sent it to Chris and Paul and Lance so they can have a look at it and make sure it works date-wise.
It looks like it does, Kevin. It looks like
okay,
it does.
great.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty exciting. I mean, off note, this is going to be an awesome, as bad as it started out, it looks right now on paper to me like this is going to be a really fun year going forward to have these kind of budgets and to be able to run this much stakes action in a short amount of time. Indiana horsemen right now should be just literally dancing on their desk because this is a much better program than I ever dreamed that we would end up being able to have. So I just wanted to make that comment.
Yep, when everybody else is reducing and we're going up.
Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming we're at old business. Did you go over, we did the amended program.
Yeah. We have the amended proposal. It's basically taking the Breeders' Awards on open overnight races up to the same level as Indiana bred races. The open stakes will remain at last year's level, which is that 6.5%. That's kind of the amendment we've made to the proposal. And then if I think we need a motion to probably approve that proposal and send it to the commission.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Randy and second by Chris. All in favor, aye.
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 All opposed.
Lance, did you say aye? Did you vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't hear me?
No, I did not hear you.
I'm on
You
this.
asked for
Sometimes
it.
speaker cuts in and out.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that is approved. So.
Any old business we need to talk about? Any new business? Jessica, do we have any questions?
We do not have any questions that have come in during this meeting. If you guys have any questions, now is the time to type them in or text them in. If you do not see the live Q&A portion on the right-hand part of your screen, you can text your questions to 317-680-2514.
You want to give them all of our addresses if they want to just send us flowers and a thank you note?
I don't think the state works that way.
Oh, okay.
I'm not allowed to get those.
Hey, Lance, it's a love-hate relationship, brother. I hate to tell you that.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm sure somebody will find something wrong with it, but it's hard to find anything wrong with this program.
Just ask Kevin. They love you today, hate you tomorrow.
Well, we're just really thankful that we're able to put this out there and to have a program this good during these times. So.
Good job, everyone.
Okay.
Anything else? Nope.
Just wanted to make a quick note. If anybody saw the COVID-19 safety protocol infographic that was on social media, put on it yesterday. We are working on a Spanish version, so we will have that available, and we will have those hanging up. If anybody is interested in wanting some, I think we're going to be getting them printed and laminated as well. So that will hopefully be helpful for horsemen on the backside, and they can have it, at their own personal barns at home if they would like. But I don't see any questions on my end. No. Oh, wait, got a quick question here. Quick question about racing in general. What was the reasoning behind no races on Friday and Saturday?
So this Eric, I'll tackle that one. So first things first, it's an extraordinary year, obviously. But one of the main concerns that we have is just how quickly our contract business turns around. That's not just the racing side, but the casino. It doesn't make sense to expect it's going to pick up where we left off, because nothing is coming back quite that quickly. The way the governor's proposal, governor's mandate was that we have spectators till July 4th. And from there, our company's making some decisions that would likely be a slow ramp up of consumers coming back to our facility throughout the summer. With the shortened season, we looked at some opportunities along with the horsemen to try to find the best ways to maximize handle, because Saturday night is not our best handle night. But it's great for families, and something we really wanted to do, and we'll plan on doing in 2021. That being said, it's hard to promote when you're looking at social distancing issues, when you're looking at until July 4th, there's not even spectators allowed. I think the right thing to do is make it consistent Monday to Thursday with some Saturdays, potentially for the quarter horse folks, and plow through this and really do what we could for our horsemen and get racing going as quick as we could. But I will emphasize something, and as we start putting more releases out, we'll make our opinions known better. But this was not what we hoped for coming into the meet. We would have loved to. We had a lot of promotions in mind for the weekends, Saturdays especially. A lot of things that we'll kind of put on the shelf till next year. But for what was left with us, we're trying to make some lemonade out of lemons, and we think that being consistent for our horsemen and our national customers is probably what's best for our business and the purses at this time.
Hey, Eric, this is Paul. I can tag on to that also. So in terms of that question about Saturday, and the general public probably doesn't know this yet, but all 4 quarter horse days will be Saturday racing. So we are going to get some Saturday racing.
Yes, this is Eric again. We're putting in a revised dates request to the commission just after this morning with adding 4 days of quarter horse racing on Saturdays throughout the remainder of the meet. And it'll help us promote some things, do some fun things for families and whatnot, but trying to do that over a 90-plus day meet, would be very tough when we really can't count on spectators coming back like we would think.
Thank you, Eric and Paul. And we did have a question regarding will owners be permitted to watch their horses race live? I don't know how that is with, I think we addressed it in the protocols, but I think it'd just be good to kind of explain that a little bit more.
Yeah, this is Eric again. So the protocols, which, it was an exhaustive process, I will say this, and I really appreciate all the work that everybody did. And what we ended up with was a 9th version. So this had gone through with a fine-tooth comb. The owner's piece was something that, we all feel really wish it could be different, but until we reach a certain stage where we are opened up for customers on the racing side, owners will not be allowed to be here watching their racing. Now, the casino is scheduled to open up a little bit earlier, and we're looking at some options in there to make it easier for horsemen and whatnot inside that part of our building. But the traditional way of being on the apron or in our clubhouse will not be there until at least July 4th, and then we'll figure out what we can do from there.
Yeah, and I do have to say, just to piggyback off of that is consistent with what a lot of other tracks are doing in terms of spectatorless racing. So,
Hey, Eric, one question I had, and this probably may have come from Holcomb, but does it make any sense, though, that you can go into a restaurant or go get your hair cut, but that you can't go to an outside event like that where there's open air? And I mean, I think that probably came from the governor, but and when do you guys, is it July the 1st? When does the casino open?
So Lance, this is Eric again. I will defer to what the governor thinks is best as far as, how we'll proceed with customers. We all wish that, we could open up right away with them, but we're happy to be racing and, appreciate everything the governor's staff did. With that being said, where the casino, there hasn't been an announcement on the casino date. There's really, the way the governor's stage is played out, there was 2 potential options for where casinos and racetracks fit in. One was June 14th and one was July 4th. We're preparing, and our casino folks are coming back online now, off furloughs and whatnot. We're preparing for a June 14th opening, waiting for the approval from the IGC. And, if we can get going, there'll be limitations, because there was, in the governor's mandates, there was some capacity requirements and different things. So the casino will look much different than, when you left, but I can promise you that the first date possible is the open, and we're preparing for June 14th with that request.
And I'd just like to tag on with our numbers, whether it's a June 14th opening or a July 4th opening with the casinos or somewhere in between, that's one of the reasons we have those reserves. So, I felt okay with the program that we're putting together, that we've got the ability to weather, if that casino opening doesn't happen June 14th and it's pushed to July 4th, we're still okay with those reserves we have with the program we put together. So.
Jessica, do we, when would you like to meet again?
I think that, we have this program approved. I think probably the middle of June, we visit again. So, middle of June, possibly beginning of July at the latest. So I would like us to see to work on something toward the middle of June. So even if we don't have much to talk about, we're just getting together and we're trying to plan and see how things are going. So.
Anybody else have anything else to say or any more questions?
Nope,
I don't see any more questions. Just want to remind everybody that we are keeping our website updated with everything. If you look on the homepage and then you see the COVID-19 response, we've got all of that up there for everybody to keep updated with their timeline. And of course, we'll do the best we can to keep that updated, as well as our social media and newsletters. So if you have not signed up to receive the Quarter Horse Redevelopment newsletter, Indiana Horse Racing Commission newsletter, you can do so by visiting our website.
Yeah. Hey, Megan, I don't know if you had anything to do with this or not, but I went online and did my trainer's license, which is normally a long, drawn-out thing. And it was pretty simple, pretty painless.
I don't have anything to do with that, but I'll pass that on to Abby and Dina and Tom and all those guys that have worked really hard on it. So I appreciate it. Yes, definitely, guys, in order to avoid lines, in order to help with social distancing and to keep everybody healthy, if you can, go to the website, do your licensing online. If you have questions, feel free to contact the licensing offices. But if you can go on here and do it all online, it's going to be a lot easier for you. You don't have to worry about getting in lines. You don't have to worry about your social distancing or anything like that. And the sign up for emails, if you scroll down on the website, it's right here. You can sign up for whatever you want to find out about and get those directly in your inbox so you can stay up to date.
Yeah, just so you all know, they're allowing 2 people at a time in the license office, so you can imagine what that's going to be like.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So get it ahead of time.
Yep.
Will be easier.
It's easy. It's easy.
Last call for announcements. Pat McGee, thank you so much for your appreciation. For those that don't see, Pat McGee said he appreciates our hard work, and in the comments, I appreciate everybody working together, the horsemen, everybody's patience. I know Jessica can definitely vouch for that, and all. It hasn't been easy, and even if you haven't seen it, there has been a lot of long hours in the background of getting this going. So as far as a safety protocol between the tracks, the horsemen, the commission. So, thank you everybody for your patience and your support, and we hope that it continues through the rest of this meet and that we end up having an awesome meet despite the way it was supposed to start.
Yes, I echo that. I just think everybody's cooperation. The track has been great to work with, the committee members, the QHRAI. I think, it's unprecedented time, calls for, situations we've never been in before. And I just appreciate everybody's cooperation as we move what we've done so far and moving forward. So,
have we set a meeting date?
No, I will work on a date.
Okay.
And then I'll get something out there. So I'll work with the committee members and we'll move forward with that. So.
Okay. Thank you for everybody for coming on.
Okay, some
Thank
of you
you.
guys I will see tomorrow afternoon for Thoroughbred at 1:30. So,
We have a
Do I
motion
make a
to adjourn the
motion?
meeting.
yes.
I'll make a motion.
Chris did.
You make a motion, Chris? I
You did.
second.
Yeah.
What'd you make a motion for? I second something. I didn't even hear what you, I got a cutout. I assume you made a motion to, what'd you make?
Adjourn.
You can't race this year, but
Tammy said I second, but I didn't.
motion to adjourn.
I second. Do we even need to make a motion going forward, Jessica, to adjourn?
We always have, so we'll just make
Okay.
it consistent.
I second. Chris made a motion. I second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. All in
Aye.
Thank you.
same sign.
everyone.
All right. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.